We're turning our attention right now to a story that we've been following now for about a day or so. It's out of Mercer County. It's a pretty tragic story, too. And earlier at 5 o'clock, we had our Caleb Yager talking about what happened at the end of June. A 14-year-old, Polly Lycan Jr., was reported missing. Human remains were found in a nearby body of water in the Shenango Valley, and investigators determined it was Polly's remains. So now there's a homicide investigation, and this is also all linked to social media.
Yes.
So Ariana's going to pick it up from here.
Yeah, so you kind of did an interview with someone today, and they told you about the Bark phone. So who were you talking to, Eva?
So this is Pamela. Pamela is the founder of an organization that's called LGBTQIA+. It's an alliance for the Shenango Valley. She told me her son is dealing with LGBTQ issues. He has been for some time, and she thought there were no resources in the area, so she founded this organization to help families.
Yeah.
She offers support groups not only for children but for parents and families as a whole, and she said anybody 18 and under who wants to correspond with somebody, and these are vulnerable teens.
And Lycans was a member of this community.
Yes. Should use something like this, right?
Yes, the Bark phone. She recommended, and this is what she has for her child. She said the Bark phone is something that she as a parent can control.
Yeah, so it looks like a regular smartphone, kind of like an Android, so you're maybe not getting bullied by kids. I know when I had a slide phone originally, that was something that people thought was interesting compared to those iPhones. And so it can monitor children's social media, text, emails, and it can alert you to signs of maybe self-harm, inappropriate content, suicidal thoughts, things like that, and kind of block your kids from being on certain apps, or as well as kind of you're aware of those correspondences that they're seeing and those feelings that they might be having.
Probably a good thing, because so much of life now is on digital devices and parents don't have a clue. I mean, when you had the house phone and you picked it up, you knew who was on the other end of the phone. Now you don't know who your kid's talking to.
A lot of those things on those iPhones, Androids, those little locks. It's very easy to delete them or figure out the password.
Any tech-savvy
this
teen,
kind of stops the teens, those younger kids, from doing that, because it's through the phone, it's through a different app, so it kind of stops them from being able to hack into it.
We're going to hear a little bit more from what Pamela had to say.
It allows you to control the apps and internet use that your child can go on, the sites that they can go on. You get alerts if your child's experiencing anxiety or depression. You can set it so they can't delete their messages, so that you know when something serious is going on with them.
Now, her organization is helping to plan a vigil coming up on July 13th. It's next Saturday for Polly Lycan Jr., and that is going to be in Sharon, Pennsylvania. And so right now, also happening is a GoFundMe account that has been set up by a family friend of Polly, and this is to raise money for funeral expenses.
Yes.
But Pamela was also saying, hey, mom is going to need that extra money, because you could see the goal of $15,000 has increased. And so that will come in handy for these unexpected and tragic things that are happening to this family.
Step this way. I think you're perfectly lined up to block the numbers that one of us is. There we are.
There we go.
But yeah, it's one of those things where the expenses, it's not just funeral expenses, it's life expenses coming out of this, and time to grieve and to afford counseling.
And we have the link to the GoFundMe and that Bark phone on our website as well.
Simple enough. When we come back,